There's no way he just said this. Brian Windhorst broke down the series of the Indiana Pacers versus the Cleveland Cavaliers and how much of a threat the Pacers may possibly be to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the semifinals matchup of the Eastern Conference here in the 2025 NBA playoffs. I'm Matt Palange here with Cavs Digest, and before we get started, breaking down this series and what Brian Windhorst said, because it is crazy how we broke down this series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as just about 68% of you are not subscribed. I would love for you guys to join me and Billy here at Cavs Digest. We're trying to push out as much content as possible for the playoffs, and I know you guys want to see those updates as the playoffs continue and the Cavs make a potential championship run, but they have their next matchup here. The game will be tomorrow against the Indiana Pacers. How dangerous can this matchup be? Well, one of the things that Brian Windhorst broke down, which was crazy, was the coaching differential of Kenny Atkinson and Rick Carlisle. Now, he gave a lot of respect to Carlisle, and I will as well, as we saw what he did in Dallas, and we're seeing what he's doing in Indiana right now. I mean, this was a cold team before the All-Star break. This was a team that looked like Halliburton was out of the world. I'll talk about him later. He looked out of his element for a while, and then after the All-Star break, Carlisle, Halliburton, and this whole team just stepped up. TJ McConnell, Miles Turner, a bunch of guys just really stepped up, and this team became explosive. But one big thing he broke down was the coaching differential, which I will show here in a second. He definitely went in depth with the coaching differential, and he said that Atkinson is likely to win Coach of the Year, which is why I said there's no way he said this. He said that there are hints to the fact that they didn't announce Coach of the Year yet, and he says that normally they want to announce to a team that's in the playoffs or once they're like about to be eliminated or about to win the series, and that's why they haven't announced it yet. So he says he believes that Kenny Atkinson is going to win Coach of the Year, and they're kind of hinting at it. So that's the first thing that he said that was crazy, is he has like this insider info that Kenny Atkinson is going to be the Coach of the Year. But anyways, back to the action. These are two coaches that have been on a roll. Atkinson all season long, Rick Carlisle since the All-Star break. The Indiana Pacers and Rick Carlisle are not a team to be messed with, and it could be a little scary, and I'll talk about more what Windhorst said. But speaking about the coaching differential, he said the big difference in this year's playoffs are the teams that don't have depth and the teams that do have depth and the teams that don't. The Thunder play 10 guys, the Cavs play 10 guys, the Pacers are good there too. So that kind of showcases that the Pacers are coached well and have good depth that can match up well against Cleveland's depth. Now, on paper, in my opinion, I totally believe that the Cavs' depth is better than the Pacers, and that's one thing that I think that the Cavs' advantage will always go. He also said that in the video that Kenny Atkinson trusts 10 guys. It always says play 8, trust 7. That's a big thing that Windhorst went into. And he said that Atkinson trusts 10 guys, and that's what it looks like. So let's continue talking about this matchup. We don't know if Darius Garland is going to play, but Tyrese Halliburton has been on fire. And is DG going to be there, going to make a difference? I made a video about that. Go check that one out. But how do we feel about Darius Garland not being there? I mean, Tyrese Halliburton has been on a roll. As I said, before the All-Star break, this man was like ice cold. And Windhorst mentioned that as well. He said very clearly that after the All-Star break, this was a team that was just electric, and I'm pretty sure they ended their season 14, and they won 14 of their last 18, I think. I'm pretty sure around there. I could be a little bit off, but this is a team that has been electric, and Halliburton has been on fire to end the season. I mean, like a 20-12 guy wouldn't before. He looked like he couldn't make a shot. He was passing decently, but he definitely stepped that one up. So it comes down to if Darius Garland comes back, which I think he will be playing, hopefully for the full series. Can he stop Halliburton? Can he limit it? So the big thing is that the Pacers run a 5-out offense, and it basically just has all 5 guys on the perimeter, a lot of cuts and a lot of screens, and a lot of iso ball. They just kind of do everything. They kind of run. They have a lot of cuts. Turner likes to go pick and roll in the 5-out, and it's wondering if Darius Garland can guard Halliburton on a 5-out. Luckily, the Cavs defense matches up well. I'll kind of break that down a little bit, but let's look at this electric Indiana Pacers team. So you're going to kind of see like how it's just a quick screen, all the guys on the perimeter, and then a roll late from Miles Turner. Are the Cavs going to be able to stop that? I'll talk about that here in a second as we continue watching some of these clips. You see Halliburton one-on-one, double cut from Mathurin and Miles Turner there. It was a really horrible shot, but you saw they have 2 guys that are willing to crash. This is a team that, as well as their 5-out, they love to wear you out. Windhorst went really in depth with this. He said that these are this is a team that wants to tire you out. And that is one thing that the Pacers are going to try to do. Luckily, the Cavs have so much depth that shouldn't be that big of a deal. But you saw on the offensive rebound when Miles Turner missed, they had two guys that were just willing to crash. And then on the defensive, when they got that steal for the Siakam dunk, they got really, really aggressive really aggressive on defense. And that's one thing they want to do. They want to tire you out. They want to make you go to your bench. And they want to try to put pressure on all game. So the next detail that Windhorst broke down that I'm going to break down for you guys is the 4 games that the Cavaliers played against the Pacers. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This means absolutely nothing to me. The 2 games at the end of the season, look, that's a 3-day stretch to end the year where you played literally nobodies. You did not play any of your starters. You played guys that will probably not get a single minute in the playoff run. So these games mean absolutely nothing to me. I mean, yes, earlier in the season, you won 1, you lost 1. You lost 1 by 15, you won 1 by 10. It still means nothing to me. There are guys missing in some of these games. Obviously, too later in the season, you were benching a lot of your starters. In my personal opinion, I don't care about what happened here because at the end of the day, it comes down to who is at their best and who can play at their best for 4 games. That's all you have to do. Play your best for 4 games. The Cavs are a way hotter team. The Pacers got to play against no Damian Lillard in the Bucks, but again, they look really good right now. They end the season well. I'm not throwing any shade at the Pacers. They look phenomenal. But the reason this doesn't matter is because, as I would have said, it comes down to who's at their best, but it also is just, why do we care that much about regular season when at the time the Cavs were not at their best? They were at their best early in the year and they were at their best right after this point. So in between, the Cavs just weren't at the best at this time. That doesn't matter. And then, as I said, there was guys missing in all 3 losses. So you just have to ignore this. I mean, 93 points is like way out of the blue. You could just tell that things weren't going right those games. But at the end of the day, it's about the playoffs, and the Cavs have a lot more momentum than the Pacers. The Pacers brought a lot of momentum into the playoffs, but the Cavs just came off 2 big wins. Now, the skill differential between the Heat and the Pacers is huge, and that's a big jump for both these teams. But let's kind of look into what more things that they broke down. So Jarrett Allen, Miles Turner, this is a big matchup I want to talk about. Jarrett Allen has just been unbelievable against Miles Turner this year. In the 1 game the 2 games that they matched up against. But not just that, Jarrett Allen has to be able to pick up on the roles that Miles Turner's going to throw at him. And Windhorst also in depth with this. He said the big men look phenomenal. That 1-2 punch down low of Windhorst and Mobley look unbelievable right now. And they have basically all year. That's what got them to a 60-plus win team. And Jarrett Allen must limit Miles Turner as much as possible on the roles. Again, Halliburton might be an issue around Darius Garland. So let's kind of just look at how much of a difference those guys can make. So Halliburton here has averaged 19 points, 9 assists, shooting 47-38. Now a lot of these are lower because of the early season splits. He just wasn't as great in the early season. Like, he was bad, genuinely bad, but he took a big step up and improved a load. Like, he was so good after the All-Star break. So these stats, don't let them fool you too much because of the fact that he is going to be playing better. I mean, he was great against the Bucks this series, and he was good to end the year. So although his stats don't look like an elite ball player, he's been playing out of his mind, and he's such a consistent threat on the perimeter. He's a consistent passer, doesn't turn over the ball that much. For a guy that averages 9 assists, 1.6 turnovers is phenomenal. And then Jarrett Allen's stats, again, obviously you guys will be matching up one-on-one, but Jarrett Allen is going to have to be that guy to help on defense a lot. His defensive box plus minus is 1.2, which is great. He's averages just under 10 rebounds a game, 13.5 points, and he averages about a block and a steal. He obviously is coming off a 6-steal game against the Miami Heat. And Jarrett Allen, for me, is the X factor of the series because of his help defense, him and Mobley specifically. If they could play consistent help defense and stop the drives, the pick and rolls, I think the Cavs will be in a better spot. Windhorst broke that down again, as I said. But I'm just still shocked at Windhorst, what he said about this coaching differential and how he talked about how Atkinson is like getting hinted at Coach of the Year, about how he also mentioned that he doesn't believe that the Pacers are that big of a threat to the Cavs, and that's why the video is titled this way. That's why I want to break down is he truly believes that Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, that help defensive matchup is going to be way too much for Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton to be able to run that pick and roll consistently. And that was just kind of shocked watching it. I mean, Brian Windhorst, big ESPN analyst, big guy for ESPN Cleveland, and he fully broke it down, and I'm just kind of in shock about how much he said that the Cavs should win the series. Now, he also was very, very high on the Pacers a little bit, but he truly believes that this isn't a big difference. He thinks the Cavs should run away with it, and Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen will be too much for them to handle. So let me know what you guys think. I truly believe that the Cavs have this series, but don't be shocked if the Pacers definitely put up a great fight, because they're definitely better than the Heat, and they are on a roll as of late. Beating the Bucks in 5, they beat the best player in the world, arguably, in 5 games. So let me know how you feel about that. But again, go hit that subscribe button. Join me and Billy here at Cavs Digest. Keep getting these playoff updates. And as always, thank you guys for joining me.